Everybody, we are back. It is Tape Don't Lie. It's your favorite Raiders podcast, favorite Raiders channel, favorite Raiders everything. We are back. You already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Tape Don't Lie. Also, follow us on Twitter at @DMarkJohnNFL for me, at BDWilliams18 for BD, and of course, PandaSups.com. Use TDL for 35% off at Panda Sups. Like I said, get your protein up, get all your stuff. You hit that. I know some of you guys like to work out. Go ahead and get that. PandaSups.com. TDL 35% off. BD, we're here to talk about Denver Broncos. Raiders win 32-23. Talk about a little offense and defense here. A little bit of, defense has some sparks there too, but I thought the offense actually looked like an offense this week, and it looked like how the offense should look, in my opinion. I think some good running, right? That you have some good passing too, and also some good timely running from Carr as well. So I thought it was overall a good game. You just got to get these red zone issues fixed. I don't know what's going on. Offensive line has a little bit to do with that, which we'll show. We're going to talk about red zone today. But, overall, I thought the offense did look a lot better. All right, just got to turn these into touchdowns, man. That's what's really the big issue is here right now. But how you feeling about the defense, BD?
Well, we can talk about the offense too. Excuse me. I agree that the offense looks good. I know you're going to show us, the breakdowns here. It just seems like it's in rhythm. It seems like guys are just, doing things a little bit more crisply, right?
Yeah.
The execution just seems like it just went up a little bit higher of a notch, right? We can see that just from the TV copy. So, obviously, the red zone continues to be, an issue. This seems to be like something that has continued now through multiple coaches for Derek Carr. Is this a Derek Carr specific issue? Like, what's going on in the red zone? What would you say?
I think right now, they suck passing on third down. I'm going to say that. They are not good passing on third down. I had them with a 30% success rate if Derek Carr if he didn't run or they didn't do a running play. So if they're like 3 out of 10 on like passing attempts, right. Or so either get sacked where you sack twice. So on the other 8 attempts, they only were able to get about 3 of them completed for a first down. So I think they suck on third down right now. They're not really good there. They were 1 for 12 the game before. Like I'm saying, if Derek Carr didn't run and get some of those rushes on third down, I don't know, how they look on third down at the end of the day, because I think they ended up 7 out of 14, which looks really good, like all of 50%. They had an awesome day on third down, but they kind of really didn't, and that's why they kind of struggle in the red zone, because I think they struggle on third down as a passing offense altogether, and that has a little bit to do with the offensive line. They don't hold up as well on third down. I talked about some pressures with you before the show, and how they had 13 pressures on the day for Derek Carr, but they had 6 of them were on third down. So that kind of tells you where they're coming from, and the rest are on first and second mixed in, but you have 6 on third down. That's a big problem. So it all comes down that they are not good on third down right now. And that's kind of the main issue in the red zone, because when you're scoring touchdowns, it was on first and second on runs. So first down run, right, they got a touchdown. Second down run, they got a touchdown. Yeah. So when they get to third down, right, and they want to pass, that's when they struggle, because they're struggling on third down altogether. Then I think on one of the red zone, I think he got a little cute, and we'll talk about that too. I think I know there's a face mask, whatever. They went back like a 2 yards or something like that, and they tried to start passing. Come on, man, let's run the ball really well. Keep trying to run the ball. So I think he got a little cute on one of them, but other than that, they just are not good on third down at all, to be honest. So I think that it factors into the red zone, because you're not good on third down on the 50. You're not going to be good on third down in the 15. So,
right. Yeah, for sure. All right. So good points there. Red zone offense. Is this a scheme problem?
Is it a scheme problem? No, I wouldn't say it's a scheme problem. No, I wouldn't say it's a scheme problem. I would just say that it's more
these guys aren't executing them.
I mean, it's not even about execution at this point. To me, it's a lot of the offensive line. The offensive line breaks down like crazy down there, which then ruins some of these plays, ruins some of these concepts. I mean, the week before it was drops, right? They're dropping everything down there, right? So you can't say it was a scheme if it's a bunch of drops down there, right?
They're open. Right.
They're open, right? So you can't say scheme there. And I think, week one, they did really well there. They went down there. They got down there 3 times. They scored twice. They scored 2 touchdowns. So week one, they were good there, right? It's week 2, they're iffy there as well. But, I think they still got 2 touchdowns pretty early. I think they ended up like maybe 2 for 5 there, ended up. But, I think one of those was like before halftime. I don't know. I think maybe it was 2 for 4 there. I'm not sure about it. Remember off the top of my head right now, but I think that it has a lot to do with third down problems, but it's not nothing schematically, I would say.
All right, got you. So offensive line comes down to offensive line for the most part. Your critiques. I definitely agree. I would echo that. I'm glad to see that we're on the same page there. Are you going over offensive line though in your breakdown?
Well, I'm going over the red zone.
Okay.
So you're going to see it. So
gotcha. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to go over the defense. We can talk about the defense briefly before jump into the breakdown here.
Okay.
As a whole, this team definitely took a step in terms of people making plays other than Max Crosby, right? Like, someone make a play, right? And so we saw a lot of guys step up. DeRonda Harmon forced the ball out, popped it right into Meek Robinson's lap, right? We saw Clelin Ferrell make some great run stops. Denzel Perryman came in there, make some great run stops, right? Nate Hobbs continuing, his strong play, making impact plays. So it wasn't just Max Crosby. It wasn't just a one-man show. So that's like, I guess a good step, a good encouraging sign. Linebackers still automatic when covered. These guys just are giving up every single pass. I don't know what the deal is. If it's just like this scheme is too difficult to read the run and then get back into your pass set or something like that. I don't know what the problem is. Blake Martinez is going to come in. Maybe he can help guide these guys towards that direction here, or maybe it's helping out the linebackers coach Antonio Pierce to maybe teach it a slightly different way. But right now, these guys are not defending anything. Every time they're in coverage, and they're targeted, they give up catch. I have not seen anything this bad before. So even Denzel Perryman failed to make an impact in coverage. So that's still a huge question mark, and I'm concerned about that because you're saying Mahomes is a dink and dunk guy now. You said that. Sorry if you didn't want that getting out there. Sorry, I said it. I put you on blast. But my bad. You can edit that out. Cut that out. Nah, but you're saying the Kansas City offense, they thrive more on moving the ball short. It's short to intermediate, quick game. That's how it's an extension of the run game for them, right? So if that's the case, Mahomes is just going to take the automatic over the middle, strong hook, stick routes all game, right?
Yeah, he is.
Raiders got to have a plan because that's where Kelsey's going to eat. So right now, these linebackers haven't proven that they can cover anyone. Kelsey's coming. That's a concern. That's a concern.
A big one. That's a big concern. But yeah, the way the Chiefs play, it's totally different than how they used to play. You're not seeing the crossers and stuff like that, and the crazy deep throws they're trying to make, and the long drops. No, they're getting the ball out of Mahomes' hands quick, and he's been in that offense so long that he can make those quick decisions and anticipate things. And he's just being Patrick Mahomes, and sometimes he'll make some magic. But you haven't noticed, he hasn't made a spin and throw it 50 yards this year. We haven't seen that. We've seen a spin and throw it 2 yards. We haven't seen a spin and throw it 70 like he usually does. So they're not attacking downfield like they used to. Even they have MVS. You know what I'm saying? So But he's doing a good job of taking what the defense gives him, and you have to shut down Kelsey, and that's kind of the
have to shut him down. Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about the Chiefs already, but hey, it plays into this linebacker play. Yeah, you're right. If they're not playing well, they're not. So
yeah, and we will get down to it. I'm going to take a look at in the preview. I'm going to take a look at how teams are defending Kelsey, and I'll probably go back to last year's playoffs and show what teams did that was successful, and we'll see if Patrick Graham does that. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, I'm just going to jump into the defensive review here. Going to go ahead, get this thing started. So we talked about the Denver Broncos tendencies, okay? Remember what we talked about here? Okay, we got tight end on the line. We have a motion over here. This is the run strength. We have the 3 technique set over here. This is the run strength. Where do we run? We run to the weak side. Okay, we talked about that in the preview for this. We see Raiders defense just swarm all over this. They were all over these weak side runs all game long. Okay, here's one. I love this example because this is just like this is really an example of Nathaniel Hackett not being a great play caller. Okay, and I know Russell Wilson's getting a lot of flack on social media right now, but this is all on the offensive coordinator. Okay, check it out. We got Crosby over here on the edge. He sees this body language. He knows this guy's coming to crack him, so he doesn't even rush the passer at all. Immediately, he's going to jump outside of this, okay, and reset the edge. Okay. Next part about this. Check out our guy Denzel Perryman. Look at the instincts. Look at the reaction time. That guard, center, whoever that is, had no chance getting out there and blocking him. Oh, and even if this guy bounces it, we know Nate Hobbs is going to beat this block and make a tackle. So, good idea running the ball on a gimmicky play, a slow developing play to the Raiders' best 3 defenders. Great job. Great idea. At least run it to Amik Robertson's side. Like, oh my God, I don't understand that. Okay, we talked about the screen game. I didn't put this in the breakdown, but we talked about it afterwards that they love to run screens. Denzel Perryman all over this. They stifled the Broncos screen game. Probably held them to the least amount of screen yards that they got this year. Here's another one. Okay, this is some volume in their run game. They have a lot of volume in their run game. This is a reverse toss, wind back to the weak side. Okay, are you seeing a lot of this year? I haven't seen this.
This is the Aaron Rodgers. This is this is what they did last year in Green Bay. They do all this stuff.
Green Bay, gosh,
they run the ball.
Yeah, they run the ball so well. Yeah, okay, because they have all this volume. So we got this reverse toss, wind back here. Okay, watch Bilal Nichols. Okay, wind up, 3 technique over the guard. Okay, you're gonna see him extend. Okay, locate the ball carrier, sink his weight, throw by, get in on that tackle. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't just Max Crosby making plays. Okay, but Max Crosby still did make the most amount of plays. I mean, here's another one. We got, again, what do we like to do? Reverse action, run fake, play action. Look at Max Crosby. Okay, he knows as soon as he sees this quarterback action, he's going to go contain. He's not looking at the back. He's not even worrying about the running back. He's going after the quarterback. You can't run schemes like this when you have a defensive end who's not even playing the run, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. If that's how he's going to play it, you can't run this, period. And Crosby was a game wrecker. This is a psycho play right here. This is a strong safety blitz off the edge. Max Crosby is actually going to stunt in here to the B gap. Watch him get into the B gap. Realize, the play's actually going wide out here. Sink his weight, spin out of it. What? Have you seen something like this before?
Man, no, I haven't.
That is wild.
That dude's, I'm saying he's becoming elite at this
he
point.
He is elite. He is elite at this point. Okay, so people are DMing me. They're talking about, is Crosby Defensive Player of the Year candidate? Well, I mean, shoot, if he keeps on playing like this, I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. All right, now there was instances where I think Patrick Graham had a great call, and we didn't get great execution. Okay, so like we talked about before, they like to run weak side. Yeah, they like to run weak side. So we have two tight ends over here. That means they have two extra blockers. That means that is the strong side. We over here, there's no tight ends. It's just two guys, guard, tackle. This is the weak side. They still are going to run over here to the weak side. Okay, Patrick Graham knows this. So what he does is he calls what I call a flop stunt. We're going to have, or a gap exchange. So we're going to have the end come in here into B gap, and then the outside linebacker wrap around here, and Patrick Graham schemes up a perfect one-on-one tackle. He knew this was coming. He gets a great call in, but Jayon Brown just misses the tackle. Okay, and this is particularly bad because they are in cover 2. We have help outside from the corner who's going to force this, vice it, be on his inside shoulder, vice tackle with your corner, make a stop. Okay, so there was some instances of them having a hard time stopping the run, but I'm going to jump into, this is going to lead me into the problem areas still here on this defense. Okay, so I think it's a little too easy at this point to scheme wide open looks from this defense. This is a tough look to line up against in a single high. You're in man coverage. You have one wide receiver, 2 tight ends, and then you have a fourth receiver, eligible receiver in the backfield behind the center, and he goes to the passing strike. So that means now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers to the strong side. You can't defend the backside. You're going to get one-on-one to the backside every single time you do this. Every single time you do this, you will get one-on-one to the backside. Okay, Nate Hobbs, he gets beat inside here. Cortland Sutton. They got Javelin Guidry. I think I'm saying his last name right. Later on, same exact kind of call. Okay, put the running back to the passing strength. 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers to one side of the field. Okay, we're in a man coverage look again. Okay, one-on-one, corner to the bottom of the field. He immediately starts bailing. Okay, like getting some free completions. Okay, here's another one. I talked about how the linebackers are still having a hard time. You know, here's a good example. We are going to get a ball fake. Okay, run action. Denzel Perryman, he's going to step up to play that run. Okay, this is his man. Okay, but because he stepped up to play the run, I think he's just a little late. Just a little late there. He's not in a good back shoulder position, not able to maintain that back shoulder position throughout that tight end seam. Okay, just gets beat over the top here. This is a blitz coverage, blitz look where they're going to play 2 high and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 underneath. Okay, you can call this palms. Sometimes they call it 4 Tampa blitz coverage. All right. And, that's just, Billings does a great job, I think, pushing this pocket, has that A-gap control. This is a blitz. I think Abram can do a better job just attacking this. Either edge of this running back and not just trying to run straight through him because he ends up getting, is that a pancake technically?
Yeah, that's a pancake.
There you go. He ends up getting pancake. There was another one. There was another one where Abram's feet were all the way up in the air. I'm not going to post it because I don't want people to say that I'm a hater, but I almost posted it.
Brandon Thornwell. So
yeah, Brandon Thornwell for sure. Here's another one. Linebackers. This makes no sense. Jayon Brown. Okay, they're in cover 2. over here to the bottom of the field. So Jayon Brown needs to be defending again the hash. And really their landmark is 2 yards outside the hash. Remember, we're in cover 2. That means the corner is out here on the numbers. Okay? Jayon Brown, for some reason, jumps out here to the numbers. Like, you have help out here. There's no one over here. It makes no sense why he would do that. Okay? Gives up that catch across the middle on a 1st and 25. Turns it into 2nd and very manageable. Okay? Next play, Deron Harmon. They're playing cover 4 over here. Okay, this is a really bad rep from him. He's guessing. Okay, notice his hips are turned to the sideline. He's not square. Okay, notice Trayvon Merrick to the bottom of the screen. Granted, he's not getting stressed vertical as much, but he is square. This is how it's supposed to look from Deron Harmon. And when you're in a cover 4 look like they are at the top of the screen, he's defending his hash. The corner is defending the numbers, so there's no reason for Deron Harmon to be jumping outside when he has, say, help from the corner outside. Okay, allows this guy to just run right past him in cover 4. That's a big no-no in cover 4. So, I was talking to Marcus about this before. This Broncos offense put themselves in a hole very often. 1st and 25s, 1st and 20s. Okay. But they were still able to get out of some of these holes and make big plays like this. Patrick Mahomes, I don't care what they've done in the past. Patrick Mahomes will make a play like this if the Raiders are get caught slipping. Okay, now let's talk about Amik Robertson. All right, so what's our boy Big Corey on Twitter? He did a little voiceover for this sequence right here where Jerry Jeudy beats Amik Robertson, gives a little, disrespects him. Okay. And Amik Robertson starts getting live, and he starts making some of these plays here, especially this one. I want to talk about the return. Okay, well, first of all, credit to Neil Farrell. Okay, he gets in here, gets off the block, wraps up Melvin Gordon, and gets his arm around Melvin Gordon's arm. So right here, when Melvin Gordon's about to get blasted, he only has one hand on the football. So credit to Neil Farrell for helping with the strip. Okay, Deron Harmon.
I think that's Matthew Butler, by the way.
Is that Butler? Okay, okay. Yeah. Then it's Butler. 94. Yeah, 94 is Butler. Okay, there you go. So there we go. Credit to Matthew Butler. Okay, getting that arm wrapped around down. Deron Harmon blasts him, pops it out, and then Amik Robertson. Look at the moves here. He says, "Good night. Go to sleep. Lay down, sir." Russell Wilson, lay down. Tight end, whoever this is, lay down. Number 79, lay down. Look at all these guys going to sleep in his wake, and then this guy lays down. Go to sleep. Okay. And then I will point out that he made some plays coming up in support here. This is a great one because Cortland Sutton, I'm pretty sure, is like 6'3", and Amik Robertson just puts him on the ground. Okay, gets in on that tackle. Please disrespect Amik Robertson every game, guys. Please. Another one. They're playing a bailout cover 2 local where Nate Hobbs is going to bail over here and play cover 2, and the corner on that side is going to play the flats. Amik Robertson, great transition, plant, drive, gain ground, bam, beautiful. That's textbook. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like. Now, there were some issues. Okay, this is an example. 2 different types of examples in the same call of a type of cover 3. Now, if you look over here in this type of cover 3, the corner's job is supposed to read 2 to 1, meaning if 2 goes vertical, the corner needs to get all the way over on top of number 2. That's one way to play cover 3. The other way is to play kind of like a zone match cover 3 where you play a tight third, meaning you're just going to drop to your third, and now the safety or whoever's down on your side is going to come down and carry the seam vertical, and that's how you match the seams, okay? So with that being said, something went wrong here because these guys were not on the same page. No one is playing the seam at all. So that means obviously someone is out of position here. Okay, the way that Nate Hobbs is playing it, and then you'll see right here. Okay, I'm gonna freeze it right here. You got 2 linebackers on the hash. Okay, 2 underneath defenders on the numbers exactly. I'm guessing Amik Robertson needs to overlap and play 2-to-1 vertical. Okay, that's just my educated guess. I'm gonna have to see how they continue to play cover 3 in the red zone going forward to know for sure. Okay, this is another little bit of a miscue. Amik Robertson comes out of the huddle. He goes over here to the short side of the field, realizes, oh, wait, I'm on the wrong side of the field. Russell Wilson snaps the ball, realizing, okay, they're outmanned over here, and he throws a bomb. Now, you can say this is on Amik Robertson. Sure, he was lined up wrong. Everyone else was lined up right. He was lined up wrong. Definitely on Amik Robertson. But when you this is what happens when you have young players first time in a scheme. Okay, it would have been much easier for one of these guys, Trayvon Merrick, okay, Nate Hobbs, to go ahead and say, hey, stay. I'll just do your job because I'm in a better spot to go do it than you are, right? It would have been much easier for Trayvon Merrick to go ahead and get in the deep half here, right? And same thing for Nate Hobbs. He should know, hey, Nate, my guy is out of position. I'm supposed to jump the flat, but my guy's out of position. I shouldn't do that, right? So with more acumen, these guys are going to make better decisions. Some of that is on Amik. Obviously, when you see a bunch of like these things pop up and Amik Robertson's, all the common denominator, he's in it. Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with Amik Robertson struggling a little bit in coverage to pick all this up. But obviously, it's good that he's playing now in a win so that they could work those kinks out if he does need to play more extended time. If Yassine is out, if Anthony Averett isn't back, Amik Robertson, he's showing enough strides where it's like it's all right that he's out there. Hopefully, they can get all these miscommunication errors though handled before they go up against Mahomes.
Yeah, that is right. Because if they don't get those things handled, Mahomes will pick them apart. Russell, I think he's struggling a little bit trying to pick up that offense. Not he's trying to struggle to pick up the offense, but it's a new offense for him to run. They're asking him to throw over the middle a lot more than he usually does. So that's a big change for him. Maybe that's a focus. Maybe he wants to prove he could throw over the middle. Maybe he sees some tweets and he's like, I want to prove it.
He was throwing strikes down the middle of the Raiders defense.
Yeah. So
you saw it.
Yeah. So, he's trying to prove something there. So, but I think it's going to be a little bit of an issue going up and down for him. So, but Mahomes is not going to have that issue. They're going to attack the middle of the field. They are. Andy Reid has been just licking his chops. They're probably not even going to throw outside that much. But a lot of Juju inside, a lot of Travis Kelce inside, and they're going to attack that. Even probably just get some running backs going on the linebackers one-on-one. They're going to mix it up with and try to expose those linebackers. And that's what's going to happen going forward with football. I even said attack Josie Jewell. You know what I mean? Like that was something I saw on tape. And, just this game, the Broncos didn't give him a chance to do that. They played so much zone. And then, when they did play man, he was blitzing most of the time. They just didn't even give that opportunity this week. But, the Raiders aren't really. They're playing this kind of a little bit of the same defense. Every time you show up, you just a little bit of the same that they're doing every week. So they haven't been switching it up. And Andy Reid's going to attack those guys 100%. Everybody is, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah. Before we, this isn't the preview show, but I will say Graham is going to switch things up for Kansas City specifically. He's going to have a few different personnel packages, a few different looks that he hasn't put on tape, yet. Just there, just for Mahomes, for sure. He's got some things up his sleeve. I'm pretty certain of it. The other guy I want to shout out is Chandler Jones. He definitely had his most impactful week, rushing the passer, getting some run stops, drawing some holds. There are about 5 or 6 plays where, it's like, whatever down it is, the offense is not moving the ball at all. It's because of Chandler Jones, right? So He's definitely, I think, ramping up his play. Sitting out all of preseason probably didn't help him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's an older guy, but I was hoping that because he always sacks Russell Wilson, that this would be like his coming out party, like he was going to get a bunch of sacks on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll see. Is Mahomes holding onto the ball a lot?
Oh no, man! I'm telling you, man,
he's getting rid of it. Yeah. So maybe not a Chandler Jones sack this next week. Maybe not.
Yeah, they got a good offensive line too, so that's gonna be a problem. They think it's be inside. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna get pass rush, but because next week is a big game, man. They got to win this game. You don't want to be 1-4, even though I don't think 1-4 is gonna kill them with how the AFC looks. If they had to come back out of the bye, even if they are 1-4, they still got a chance to hit the wild card. Because I think they could beat any other AFC team besides the ones they already played that are the toughest going forward. Even though I think some of those AFC West teams are a little tougher, but NFC West. But I think going forward, man, it's not that hard of a schedule, and they just gotta handle business. If they could figure it out, they can figure it out. But I'm not saying that they can win every single game, but every team that they play coming up after that, they're beatable teams. It's not like some dominant teams they're playing. So and playing the Bills or nothing. AFC's like wide open still.
I mean, yeah, okay. We can get all the way down the schedule. I agree that the rest of that NFC West, that's scary getting through that.
Yeah,
for sure. Even the Hawks are playing really well right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how about we jump into your segment here? You're gonna show us the red zone struggles.
Yeah, we're going to the red zone struggles a little bit, try to see what's going on, and and try to figure out maybe something different they maybe can do down there. But we'll see. We'll see what we got. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it looked to me. It's mostly offensive line. So, but we'll see. Let's check it out. All right. So first play here. This is a little 6-yard pass to Darren Waller, right? This play, they call it a shout. Okay, so we'll run the play real quick. It's basically just hook routes, basically. Some Y hooks, right? Kind of basically some sticks, right? You see the 2 routes right there. So run that back. This is just a quick 3-step drop for Derek. Good completion, good accurate throw. Right, get a quick 6 there. You can see a lot of the kind of the coverage they were playing. They play a lot more too high than I expected. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. So if that tells you how teams are playing them, right? A lot more too high than they expected. Basically, what do they call this? Like 5 cougar, right? Because you got 2 man down here, and then you know what they call that, BD?
Yeah, it looks like the corner on the bottom of the screen was trapping.
Yeah.
So yeah, but definitely a cover 5 family.
Yeah, something like that. But that's what they're doing a lot of this game. So that's why you saw some of those back shoulders from Devontae Adams, because they were able to kind of get those passes in quicker. All right, so the run game is inconsistent down here as well. So here we got what we call wham. Okay, so I'll let this run real quick. Wham block, which having your fullback block DJ Jones is an issue. So with the wham block, basically is a power block, and you're going to see the center here, Andre James. He's going to let DJ Jones go, okay, because Jacob Johnson is supposed to come through and fill it in and block DJ Jones, okay. So watch it one more time, right? He lets him go, kind of the call is like a slingshot right there, and then it's Johnson versus DJ Jones, which is extreme impact right there. But you also see Illuminor. He just kind of gets his butt kicked real quick. Let me go back and show that again. Just watch right here. He just gets tossed. He gets caught leaning, gets tossed. Wow. Which blows up the whole play anyways. But Jacobs does a good job, of trying to get something out of nothing. Only gets 1 yard. Right? So now we're at 3rd and 4. Okay. I know this play, there's a lot of controversy on Twitter. I didn't think it was when I posted it because it was just a kind of basic play. But on this one, we're basically getting a curl. We're getting a beeline, a seam, and then a return route on this end when Keelan Cole gets his other side. All right, so you got the beeline coming from Darren Waller here, and you're going to get the curl, right? And Carr wants the beeline. So you see him staring at the beeline when he comes to his drop, right? Then he comes back to Adams because, he gets the curl. He knows from the coverage he has man-to-man to Adams, right? He sees that they're doubling. That means there has to be man-to-man to Adams right there, right? And then, he's throwing this ball early. He's anticipating it. He's doing a good job, but he's under pressure. So you can see that he doesn't have his feet set. He's already fading when he's fading out of the throw a little bit, and he throws it too far inside. So, if the offensive line, as I said on this one, the offensive line holds up schematically, that's a touchdown, right? Because, he's throwing it on time and everything, but he ends up just because of the pressure. And, you see right here, for some reason, they don't block DJ Jones for some reason. I don't know what James and Alex Bars are doing, right? But he just doesn't block him. And then he tries to act like he's blocking somebody else. He did this a couple of times. No, Alex, we see it. You can't hide it. You can't hide. You can't act like you're blocking. You're faking a block when you get big. No, maybe that's how he's getting away with it. Some of these analytics. But no, man.
Great double team, Alex Bars. 98 PFF grade.
All right, so. Another one, they actually scored a touchdown this drive, but here's one of the red zone drives here. Another one, you're getting the crack, right? The crack toss, right? And I really think Jacobs could have bounced this one. I know Chubb has some good leverage here. He's a great player, but I think you take this chance because there's really nothing there, right? So you can take this chance, maybe bounce it. I know Josh McDaniels keeps mentioning him bouncing, which he's mentioned about 3 times, which means it's bothering him. He bounces a lot. He's talking about how he's bouncing, which you talk about BD, how they hate in gap. They bounce. They hate when you bounce the gap run, right? So, but I still think this one he should have used instinct, could have bounced this one, got some more extra yardage, but it doesn't matter later on because you see the blocking here too a little bit. And the blocking here is pretty good, right? Even with Johnson, maybe some more push from Miller, but still good blocks. Nobody's missing a block or anything. And Waller does pretty good against Chubb, to be honest. All right, next play. To me, it's more of a draw look. Right, because you get the fake, kind of the pass look. Right? You kind of get the push forward there. Look at the awesome block from Colton Miller right there. Boom, Colton Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Great block right there. Huge hole. Good job by Darren Waller. Dylan Waller, I think he took defense that he's not getting snaps and had a great day blocking. He's like, okay, Foster Moreau, you're hurt. Let me get my blocking chance back. He's a good job against Chubb right there, right? Gives him a big hole. This is probably the biggest hole Josh Jacobs had all year, and he just does the rest, which he's been doing all year too. That was the best play. And then Colton Miller with his little goofy spin here. He's excited. All right. Next drive. All right, start this one. Well, this is the spot concept right here. It's funny. People were giving me crap about that play. I said it was the wrong concept online. Nobody said that. Nobody corrected me on that. But this actually is the spot concept. So let's take it back. Spot is corner route, curl, flat, right? Basic spot concept. Patriots love this concept. They love it. Something they love to do. Carr does a good job anticipating this curl route, right? Because he's under pressure again, real quick. Quick pressure, right? Gets pummeled on a quick curl, a 9-yard curl here. But you see right there, wide open, anticipates it, gets it right to him on time before the linebacker can get there. First down. And you know what I'm saying? If he had time, he might be able to hit Waller here up high, right? But he's not going to have that time at all.
Right.
You see a backside here. That's it, end zone view is always important when breaking down quarterbacks. So I always want to say that. right? And you see just DJ Jones, just a monster, just destroys Andre James. And then Mumford is in a position, I don't know. You never want to be in that position. But Randy Gregory was just beasting all game too. Just pops Carr. So
suboptimal position.
You just don't want to be in that position. That's not good for you, right? All right. This is a funny play because watch Randy Gregory. Him and Carr are talking to each other about something. He sees Carr's changing the play away from the run, right? So Gregory's telling him to run to his side. Nah, come to my side. But the real problem of this play, is that Carr changed it up because he sees this blitz. He sees a blitz coming right from Josie Jewell. But I don't know if they didn't pick it up. They didn't pick up his communication, but Josie Jewell just gets right through here. Nobody goes to him at all, right? They double team here. Nobody picks up Josie Jewell, even though Carr kind of called it out. And that's what Randy Gregory was talking about, right? And it's just a free run at the quarterback. Offensive lineman communication. You can see Carr's pissed at that. And you see Gregory just chirping at him, telling him, why don't you want to run at me? But that's fine. All right, this is one of my favorite throws in a day from Carr, actually. This is a great throw on this one. It's a great throw on this one. Make sure to pull up my plays here. This one, little thriller, right? Called Thriller where I would turn. I like some of these names, man. Yeah, Thriller where I would turn right here. So Thriller on this side, then you get a little wide return from Darren Waller, which I think is a great route by Waller. But, Carr's under pressure again, right? A great route by Waller. Come right back inside. Carr throws it right on time again. It was what I really liked from this game from Carr is I saw him anticipating again, which I really liked. It's finally, you're anticipating last year. I don't know what was happening most of this year, but he was just being a little bit late every once in a while. So that's one good factor that I saw from this week too, is that saw some anticipation from Carr with some of these throws, and this is a good throw. He's under pressure again. Yeah, throw on this side, wide return, right? And then I'm saying Gregory just he had a great day. Knew that Mumford was in there, right?
What a great catch! What a great catch by Waller in traffic. Thank you. That's what tight ends do.
All right, here we go. So here's another one. You got 23 personnel. They're going to crash, right? But that's what happened. They talk about what your offensive line looks like, right? And, Colt Miller gets beat real quick, right, by Draymond Jones, even though he does grab Jacob's face mask and throws him by the face mask. I have no idea how you missed that. What are you looking at? 130. He literally gets thrown by his face mask. So this year they got the ball back at the one again. But you see Colt Miller getting beat right there. So as Alex Bars gets thrown to the ground. You got all your linemen on the ground.
Man, this looks terrible.
Yeah, that was a terrible call, though. I have no idea how he missed that. He literally got thrown by his face mask. It was funny. Then this play call kind of bothered me because I was like, you already ran this and scored a touchdown. So, if these guys are a good defense, the defense they are, you see Surtain call it out. It's the tunnel play.
Yeah. The most overused red zone play ever.
Right there. You see it, right? He's even calling it out. Chubb doesn't even rush. Comes right into the lane. Right? So the play's dead, basically, at this point. Play's dead. Nothing's going to happen here.
Wow.
Right? Look at they're high-fiving. Yeah, I told you. They're high-fiving. Saw that on tape.
It's disappointing that they ran the same play right here, honestly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's ready for it. Same hash every two.
Gotta at least have something built off of it, please.
All right. And this one right here. This one was it basically just it's kind of like it's more hook routes, right? So they love these hook routes right here, kind of like option routes. Basically, you call this Z option right here from Adams. You see the hook route that you're gonna get from Waller here, and of course the flat. But this one's offensive line too. We're gonna break this down in a second because Carr just has to get rid of this football. Oh, he's good at kill a bunch up, right? And you can see him getting mad a little bit, a little frustrated with the offensive line a little bit, right? So you see here, you got another blitz coming, right? And it's coming from Jewel, right? But Jewel's gonna play this really well and put these guys in a bind. But I think Barnes just gotta block him. You gotta block him so Miller can block Chubb, right? But we'll watch this right here, right? But he comes inside, right? He doesn't see the blitz. So he puts Miller in a bind because watch what Jewel does. Jewel doesn't even rush, so Miller has to make a decision. And then Barnes is too late. He's got to throw it away. So, I mean, a lot of it's offensive line problems, man. A lot of it's offensive line problems. And even that's what I'm saying. You can say John Simpson, say a lot of things about John Simpson. He doesn't do this. I'm sorry. I got to throw about John Simpson thinking that. He doesn't do that. You know what I mean? He picks up stunts fine. Say what you want, whatever else you want to say, that's fine. But man, some of the other stuff, man, it's ugly, ugly stuff here. So, all right. 3rd and 5 here. This is what I call cheap red zone. It's part of the red zone. That's why red zone stats, they bother me sometimes because the Raiders enter the red zone on 3rd and 5 and becomes a red zone trip, which even though the drive didn't start there, it all interests me on this one. But this is just, pure X hitch route, right? Right. You got wide hooks on the other side. You got X hitch route right there from Adams, and it's him versus Surtain, which is just a heavyweight battle. Surtain just does a good job of his transitions are crazy, man. They just transition so quick. And then what he does is this is the first down, right? But he makes Adams just juggle it enough.
Yeah.
That ends up being 4th down. That dude's good, man. That's a special player.
That boy good.
That is a special guy. And
yeah.
He's special. Because that's a first down. He just makes him juggle it enough, man. Which I still think that it was a bad spot to me. I mean, it wasn't that much of a juggle. But and then they capped it off the last red zone possession. Call this Ride 34 gap. That's what they call this, Ride 34 gap. Just pure power, pure power run. Punch it in, boom. Jason Jacobs is nasty, bro. look at this, man. Look at this. Most of this is all him. We're talking about everything because Adams totally misses this block. He wants a block in the back, but that really is. But who cares? I mean, they got a face mask last time. You can get a block in the back here. But just look at that juke route, right? Just a juke route. Look at that juke that he just puts on him. Juke stick, touchdown. And then that little push like that. Heron, you get out of the end zone. Right here. I like Justin Heron. Maybe you should play him. Look at boom.
Yeah.
I like that. So, I mean, the red zone stuff, to me, it's a lot of the offensive line, man. The communication they have on the offensive line, they're blowing up plays. They're messing up some of these open schemes, these open players. Things are getting open. And, they're messing up a lot of these throws. So, I mean, people can, say what they want. I don't know if they want some magic to happen. I know they see some cool stuff with different other players. Other players may do some cool stuff, I guess. And maybe if they had Kyler Murray on that one play, the tunnel vision play, maybe they do score. I don't know. But, they don't right now. They got to get that offensive line straight. So they got to get that straight so they can score some touchdowns because, like I said, we get on 3rd down and it's a jailbreak, to be honest. I mean, every single time it's a jailbreak, man. It's a problem. And, I mean, Alex Barnes, he's a liability out there. Yeah, the run game, is he? I would say he's a solid run blocker. He is. He's a solid run blocker. But in today's NFL, I mean, you got to pass protect, man. You have to pass protect. Yeah. You got to pass protect, and he's just not. He's not ready for that, man. And I don't know how long he's been in the league, but he's just not ready to hold it down there. And I don't know. I don't know what Johnson's doing. It's probably something I can't even think of. So that's got nothing to do. And maybe he's got to figure that out. Well, he needs to figure that out so he can help this team, to be honest.
Yeah.
If that's what's happening here. I mean, he's a healthy scratch. That's a big. I mean, you're saying he can't even back up anybody. What if somebody gets hurt? You know what I mean? Like that was a message. You know what? You want to
It
like
must be
hurt, man. You know what drops this? Wow, that was a message.
It must be. It must be.
Wow.
It's definitely not anything on tape, and Simpsons tape is better than this. What we're seeing from Bars, it has to, like, come on, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
but yeah. What I will say, getting away from Bars though, just going to the whole entire offensive line, right?
Yeah,
we're seeing them all whiff and blow blocks and have like every single one of these guys. You showed James, you showed Miller, you showed Illuminor, right? Obviously Bars quite a few times in that breakdown, but it's the entire offensive line. Are these protections like extremely complicated in this offense? Like, is there maybe a mental thing that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, the protections are complicated. They are. They're really, really complicated. I mean, even the playbook, I got the 2016 playbook. I mean, that thing is long. Those protections, that's a long guide of protections. So it's extensive, right? And, Derek Carr knows them, right? I even think, Josh Jacobs is starting to pick him up a little bit. He had a good pickup on a stunt. And I put that on Twitter. Man, that was a great pickup by him. He definitely saw that way better than Alex Bars did. He saw the stunt Alex Bars didn't. He saved Alex Bars because that was going to be a blowed up play on third down too. That one. So they just aren't picking up the stunts, and they aren't picking up the protections really great. And I thought John Simpson did pick up the stunts good. That's what I'm saying. If you want to get on him by his technique, fine. I understand that his technique. He wasn't having the best year, right? I mean, he was playing okay, right? I didn't think he played bad enough to get benched though. But one thing he did do well is pick up stunts. That's what he does. One thing he doesn't mess up communications. And him and Colton Miller, like that one play I showed with Josie Jewell and rushing on that blitz, and him and Alex Bars not knowing what to do together. That doesn't happen if Simpson's in there, no matter what. So
yeah, I agree.
It's obviously something that we aren't talking about, that we don't know. We're not in that building to know. So obviously it's that. Because I mean, a healthy scratch, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, what if a lineman goes down? He can't even play then. Like, I guess you got Lester Cotton, I guess. But would you move a Luminor inside then? And like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's very strange. It would be helpful if this offensive line can get together. Spagnuolo is gonna take advantage. And so yeah.
To be honest, I'm shocked. I know people don't like the blitz car, right? And that's a lot what we're seeing. We're still seeing a lot of the teams. I mean, the Broncos only blitzed them 8 times, but they started blitzing in the second half like crazy. We saw those red zone possessions, right? And they're getting pressure on third down. I don't know what's happening, but if I was a team, if I was defense coordinator, I don't care how good Carr is against the blitz. I'm coming after this defensive line, this offensive line, with exotic stuff, and that's what I think we might see this week. I think they're going to come with the Steve Spagnuolo blitz packages, the cover zero, which mean they might get burned a couple times. And I think they might take those chances, but I think they're going to come after this offensive line like hard if we're going to get slowly into that preview type of stuff we're talking about. Because I would, to be honest, I don't think they handle the blitz. I mean, the Chargers did it, and they gave them fits. So it's just the scouting report for Derek Carr is don't blitz him, rush him with 4. That's how he gets pressure. Get pressure with 4. It gets to him, and it gets him off his game a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like with which happens with most pocket passers, you get pressure with 4, they can't handle it because it happens. But if you blitz him, he's able to read it because it's so good pre-snap. That's why you don't blitz him. But to me, the offensive line, they don't have the communication issues. They're going to be blowing stuff. Just like that safety came right through a hole on 1 third down. Nobody even picked him up.
Right.
Just right through there, right? And, it's a free rusher, and it's 5. There's still 5 linemen. And like teams are sending 6. They didn't send 6. They sent 5. It's 5-on-5. Somebody's got to pick that up, right? And that's what's happening. This offensive line is just communication-wise, they're bad. But I mean, hey, they had a decent run blocking day. I would say decent, to good. but I think Josh Jacobs made a lot of that happen too.
Josh Jacobs made a lot of it happen for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little chart out there today on Twitter. It said Devontae Adams right now. There's only 5 wide receivers in the NFL who get a higher percentage of their team's passing targets than Devontae Adams right now.
Yeah,
and only Cooper Kupp and who was the other one that I saw up there? I think maybe Deebo Samuel. Yeah, I'm blanking on it right now. But only 2 guys had more or the same amount of completions as him. So obviously, Devontae Adams is getting the ball a lot, right? It ended up working out this game because, like, when we needed one from Waller got one. Matt Collins got one, right?
Yeah.
At some point?
Yeah, first down. Yeah, you got some.
Yeah.
He has good moments, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he had some good moments, but it wasn't like we're leaning on Matt Collins. The receiving game was going through Devontae Adams, right? So going forward, when they have to pass more, if they're not able to establish the run or whatever it is, if they do, or if they are getting into those moments where it's like, okay, we are having to pass, whatever it is, we're down 2 scores. Do you see this like continuing balance in the passing game, or is it going to be like continue to be like centered around Devontae Adams?
Yeah, I still think they're finding ways to get Adams the ball now. I think they figured it out, in my opinion, in this game. I think you got to do those fades, those quick fades to him. I mean, that's what they used to do in Green Bay to get in the ball, and a lot of getting him the ball inside. Like they did a lot of those type of like curl routes where he would come in and do those curls on a spot concept. I think they got to work that a little bit more. Also this week, they're going to be playing a team that's playing cover 2, and I think they're going to get some holes in there in some of those spot concepts, which then is going to put the safety in a bind, and they might be able to hit Waller over the top on it. You know, there's going to be more opportunities there to open up things for other guys, but I still think you're still going to get some of those one-on-ones with Steve Spagnuolo, and I think him and Carr definitely had some real good chemistry this game. You can tell definitely they went to work this week to work on those fades. And as I said, Carr was anticipating what he was going to do this week a whole lot better, which I saw, which really, got me, really happy with how he was playing, because I think earlier this year, I think he was thinking too much and he was a little late on some of those throws. And you can see that he's starting to stop thinking, and he's starting to hit to be able to anticipate like he was last year. So, I felt like I was having some Kirk Cousins karma a little bit earlier in this year, but he definitely didn't look like Kirk Cousins again this week. So I was very excited about that from all my hating that comparisons. I felt like I have about 3 weeks of karma for that. But now we're back, and Derek Carr is playing looking like Derek Carr. I thought he really did look like Derek Carr this week. I thought he had a really good week. So
I think it looked good. Don't worry about the box score. I know it wasn't like a high yardage, but when he had to pass, especially when he didn't have guys just like, body slamming him in the middle of his throw, right? He definitely looked good. He was in command for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here, bro?
No, man. Nothing else really. Just, it's good to get a win. Talk about a win on a review is a good thing. So definitely want to continue that. But we'll see this week, man. I think the offense, I think they're ready to compete with the Chiefs, to be honest. Like I said, I mean, they just need one good red zone week, man. I mean, they had a good week in the red zone the first week. They just got to duplicate that. I think they got to single Adams a little bit more too in the red zone. I think they got to, they used to do a lot of routes with Brandon Cooks, where he would do like in and outs and do some of those isolation routes that they used to do. They think I do more things with like that with Devontae Adams. Even if they have that idea that he's going to get a one-on-one over there and they feel like it's man, they got to mix those in. I think they got to do like more 2-by-1 sets and kind of isolate him a little bit more.
Yeah.
I was talking to BD about this before the show, but they're scoring on 50% of their drives, and it's only the Chiefs and the Bills are the only 2 teams that are up there with them. So, I mean, the Raiders are moving the ball and scoring, and they're just getting field goals. So
yeah.
So if they move the ball like they are against the Chiefs, and they have one good red zone week, and they choose this week, they have a great red zone week, man. Right? Just give me a 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
Give me a good 3 out of 4.
Right.
I don't want a 4 out of. It doesn't have to be 4 out of 5. Just give me a good 3 out of 4. That's 21 points right there. You know, mix in a field goal, maybe a longer field goal, maybe get some points that way. But they're going to be able to move the football on the Chiefs. I'm not worried about that. I just they got to finish these drives, man. It's definitely big, and this offensive line has to come to play a little bit, man. Because Chris Jones is, I feel like they're going to come after Alex Bars because that's really what the Broncos did the second half. They're like, you know what? Let's just go after Alex and just send blitzes at him or send things to confuse him. So, yeah. It's all about matchups. It's a matchup league, bro. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, matchup league. Last comments I'll say about defense is, looking forward to seeing the continued kind of like juice that the Raiders are playing with on defense. A couple things I forgot to bring up. Max Crosby tackled Javonte Williams. He's out for the year. Blew his knee out. I think Russell Wilson also aggravated a shoulder injury from earlier, right? So what I've noticed, every time the Raiders defense plays a team, their offense pops up in the injury report, right? So I might actually do a tracker on that, like see how many, put some stats together on that, see how many weeks missed after playing the Raiders. You know what I mean? They might lead the league. They might lead the league in that. They're definitely playing extremely physical every single position. We saw that Deron Harmon hit. We know the corners are going to bring it. We saw Amik Robertson even get in there and bench pressing a big wide receiver, right? So the defense continues to play physical, but there's question marks in coverage. We'll see if Max Crosby's pressure can alleviate all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my last comments. That's it for me.
All right, man. All right, we're out of here. Make sure you guys subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at the Mark NFL, for me at BD Williams 18, and of course Panda Subs, discount code TDL 35% off. We're out. Peace.